When the inevitable zombie apocalypse happens, let's hope that none of them look like this. Oh, mummy! Did anybody else make that joke? Let me look that up. Oh boy. Appropriately wrapped in paper, because we are talking zombie mummy zombies. Could you imagine being an inbox collector and this is what you have? This doesn't do anything for you. What a waste of your time and money. But what's not gonna be a waste in time and money is you watching this video as we look at Adventure in Other Worlds. That is very tiny text. This is part of their roleplay game. Role-playing? Sign me up! This is the third in this series. I'm guessing that Lusty is like one. Number 2 is this one, which we've also reviewed on this channel, and I will have linked at the end of this one for you to watch if you haven't already. Somehow, you haven't seen that one. Well, you're gonna have a real good time. All right, we've got bones to pick with this one. That's stupid, the thing I just said. Sliding it out of the package allows us to see what the goods are on the inside. Toss the package into the floor. Forget to pull out this card and take a good old-fashioned look at this action figure card. This is an after sales card, so if you need to translate it, do it. You can do that. That's on your own time. I'm not going to. Oh, we got 2 cards. This one has a couple additional pictures, and then on the back, this is an upcoming snail shell, which is probably 78.32% more likely that you can own that and have it on your shelf and not feel like a weirdo. In the case of this one though, well, just hide it. Just put it away and hide it. Don't let anybody know you got it. You got a secret room with secret figures. And along with all of that, we of course have our little pamphlet, and by pamphlet I mean instructions that tell you this is what you get, that's what's included, all of this additional thing, here's how you do stuff with it, and then here's how you do more stuff with it, and more stuff with it. Well, I'm an idiot. This is crazy, so there's a lot that you can do with this figure, and there's a lot you shouldn't do with this figure. What's that mean? Now, who in their right mind would buy something that looks like this? Well, if you buy a nun who is famously a vampire hunter, as we found out in that last video, well, you need something for her to fight. Now, it's not a vampire, but you know, vampire hunters also have to fight other things too, okay? And in this case, it's a zombie. So the only reason that we have this is purely for the sake of adding on to the other figure. Now, why do we have the other figure? Well, now, if it wasn't for everybody asking me to review this, like a lot of people, like slow down, everybody, like hundreds of people. That's why we're reviewing this. No other reason. We have a lot to look at, so let's just start looking at it. You get a couple of extra. Well, you get a couple of extra wrist pegs, which they've been known to do in the past, so thank you. Then you get this stand, which we've seen every single time we do a snail shell figure, which is, I mean, it's okay, it's basic, but it works, it does exactly what it needs to do. Quality is great. You got multiple areas to articulate the arm itself, and it comes with the little claw piece. Now, the problem with the claw, no screws in this piece, so eventually they get loose. I've said that before, okay? But you also get this piece, which will plug into her backside, okay? And plugging into the backside is something you can only do on special occasions in most of your life. But today we get to do it whenever we want. Uh-oh. So now you got that, and it goes right in. How about that? So now you got a kind of Figma style thing. Now, say what you will about this figure, keep it to yourself, you freak. But you gotta admit that this brand really does know how to do quality. This is, you know, they just kind of play mostly in this little silly space, but the quality's great. They know what they're doing. So let's look at the rest of the stuff. We have this tool, which you know you love. It is to adjust eyes, but you can't adjust those. You can only adjust that one, so we'll get to it later. Late last year, I bought some shirts. This is one of them, and now I have an affiliate link with this company. So if you like some of the design shirts that I have worn in videos, go to Pop Killer and use the link down in the description. And as of right now, if you buy 2 shirts, you get the 3rd one free when you sign up and you're logged in as a new customer, of course. And Pop Killer is based in California, and all of the artists work directly with them to create custom work for their shirts, custom shirt work shirts. They don't have work shirts, but they do have other stuff. I'm rambling. So support this channel and have some really nice shirts. You get this pile of mud. And what's the point of this? Well, she's a zombie, so she's gonna come up out of this thing. It's very simple. It's a cool, fun little additional piece to have. And I'll show you in the B-roll or something. Let's talk about the hands. I mean, accessory-wise, it kind of seems like like there's not a lot. I didn't even set these hands up right. Stupid. Those are the accessories. Okay, let's move on. Hands that she's got on by default are these just kind of, I don't know, zombie hands, right? Like just reaching out for the brains. I'm trying to go for some yummy, big, juicy, yummy brains. That's right. The face that's on by default is fantastic. Now, the problem here is you can't see the face, but the face is excellent. They should have really included an alternate hairpiece so that you could get a little bit more, you could get a better look at what's going on underneath. Because look at these, you get two eyes, which speaking of, so this is actually, wow, look at the detail for the eyeliner, eyelashes, whatever they did here to give it that pattern. It's actually really cool and very unique, obviously, to this character. But this is how you adjust the eyes. You plug this little stick in the back and then you can move them like so. But this is the problem. You get two eyeballs. This is the only face with eyes. It's pointless to move the one on the right. Now, a cool feature is that this right here, these are her little eyebrows. So very anime style where you can like see the eyebrows through the hair. But look, you can adjust it to change the expression. It's not very easy to do, and you may want to have some pliers. How cool is that? Alternate face looks fantastic. I love this look. It's very expressive. We got I mean, I don't think she's crying. She's just got zombie juices coming out of her. And then look at that when you cover it up. So this is what I mean. There's some great artistic stuff happening underneath the hair, but you can't really see it. Bummer, man. Plus her big old elf ears. These are downturned. These are kind of just straight out. And then you got this last set here, which also has some downturned ears, but look at the details. This is really nice, very animated. Very, very cool way to do the closed eye look. Her mouth is closed as well, but again, you cover it all up, all you get is this one single eye. So this is just zombie in sleep mode, I guess. So yeah, there's like some really awesome things about this figure I'm seeing already, but is very limited by the way they handled the hair design. But speaking of the hair design, it's done so well. And this is a great look. And you can kind of see her ears poking out from the sides. Like the little bandage piece coming through. Snail Shell does a great job with painting. What on earth is happening back here? Holy smokes! There's a little gap in this leg, and that's really bothering me. That's what I was talking about for sure. Now that butt goes to the gym. Does some squats, am I right? We're all going to become zombies because of this. Alternate hands in the box are these for gripping, because she can actually hold on to her own arms, because you can remove all this stuff, and I'll show you that as well. And she's got a couple of fists in the box, which is good for punching those nuns and lustias, because this, believe it or not, is the hero of our role-playing game. She is the hero. Oh yeah. There's something that really stands out about this one. It makes me think she's the hero. And then finally, we get this little bone. Now, little bone, everybody's a little different. I'm an idiot. We're gonna talk about the rest of this figure and things that are happening here. So let's finish talking about paint. Yes, awesome. Hair, I do not like that it's just this. There's no articulation points in it. There's no alternate hair piece or head maybe that could, benefit from the face plates and the way the hair is moving. But design-wise, this is really nice. The color scheme is fantastic. This blue gradient that's going on the inside here really adds a lot of life and a focus. Oh, mummy. Oh, mummy. Oh, we're having fun. The head is there. This little bow tie keeping things, that is a very, like you could easily just whoop and exposed. If only, why aren't these soft goods? Let's remove the head, because I don't want anything to block our beautiful view of this mummy. And the backside, she's got dimples. Wow, look at that, it's adorable. And a little Crackmeister. Crackmeister. I'm gonna stay looking at this because I'm laughing at the joke that I made. Cheeks! Wow! Alright, there's a lot happening here. A lot to be excited about. Let's just keep going because there's things to look at. The paintwork, holy moly. Paintwork, yes, great, love it. The brighter colors here from, I don't know why, but I like it. And this is all happening. This is happening, isn't it? This is happening, it's really happening. The legs have these things sculpted into it. It's honestly, again, design-wise, incredible. Really, really nicely done. We have the legs going down into the tootsies. All wrapped up, and then you got these floating wraps on the arms and legs, which can come off, okay? Those are, unfortunately, the only wraps that come off. Knowing how they traditionally make a bunch of feet for these figures, it is kind of interesting they didn't do that for this one. Now, would they be morbid-looking feet, or just normal feet? I don't know. So like I said, you can remove the wraps from the arms, you can remove them from the legs, get a good look at all that, the paint and everything. And this is actually really well executed down here at the joints. And it looks like she's gonna be pretty posable, even though she's kind of a thick girl. Okay, anyway, what was I saying? I don't know, I easily get distracted, just, you know, even in a normal video. So we can remove something to have other things happen. So I think up here, which is traditionally a spot on every snail shell, can be removed. You can put this bone just like that. And isn't that fun? And then you take this hand and you can hold on to it with that. There you go. You got a built-in weapon right into your body. Or maybe she's just like, oh goodness, I gotta plug that back in. And I'm gonna guess with my brain that this little bone piece can really go anywhere you can make it connect. But instead of using my stupid brain that's real dumb, see, here's the eyebrow thing. Here's the wraps that we talked about. There's the bone you could put right there. That's the thing. See, I already showed you all this with real stuff, not just pictures. Okay, so I guess we can talk about this now. You're supposed to be able to remove this part of the wrap from the bicep, but it's very tight on mine. So we'll just have to save it for the B-roll, but the idea is you can take these arms and then stick them into the pile of dirt and it looks like she's crawling out of it. How fun is that? That's a cool little feature that they decided to include for a little zombie lady. I would imagine that anywhere you can take her apart, you could kind of play with that concept as well. Of course, you need a much bigger hole. Why do I say that? Oh god. And one other nitpicky thing is that the paint on this thigh does not quite match the paint on these straps from the legs, so it looks like that was just produced at different times, but that's okay. It's a minor gripe because nobody's really looking at that, especially from this side. Wow. Anyway, the juiciest zombie of your life. You're welcome. Articulation, that's another thing we should talk about. So she's got some pretty good head motion, except for she can't look up because obviously this hair, which again, I really wish there was an alternate thing. I'm sure people would pay more if it was included or pay it as an add-on, but otherwise some pretty good range in the neck. Shoulders are classic, go straight out, and then you can rotate them. My thumb placement is very convenient. Double jointed elbows looking real nice. Thick old wrists is what I'm trying to say, which also use a different peg from normal. So this is actually pretty intense peg that kind of looks like it would be on the other side of the arm. But it's a very solid lock, which is good. Now, where we're gonna get into some trouble. Lean back, real nice. Can't go any far forward than that. Side to side is pretty good. We got some legs that go out into perfect splits. Oh my goodness. That's an interesting detail right in the center, by the way. I'm not gonna point it out, I just said words. You got this leg thigh that goes crazy into any direction, so it can definitely get a little wonky looking, but my lord, role-playing games for the win. You kick out, we can rotate at the thigh, which is conveniently hidden by the straps for the most part. You got double jointed knees, which are wonderful. Look at that. Look at that range in the leg. I want more figures to have that kind of range. That's fantastic. And then you got a standard ball peg for the ankles. No toe articulation, though I think you could easily have hidden it within this sculpt. That's a little bit of a bummer. Oh well. I don't think they've done toe articulation. They just include, like, feet packs. Or do they? Did they? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Who's paying attention to that? So look, is this a figure you should get? Yeah, obviously, if you can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? All for the reasons that we buy these things. It's just for secret pleasures. What's that? Huh? People watch these videos? Also, thank you for watching this video because you a freak like me, I guess. You ain't never had a freak like me. Anyway, there you go. There's all the stuff, the thing with the thing, and now I get to go do all the B-roll, which is the fun stuff, and I hope you enjoyed it throughout this video. And if you want to see some more, actually, let's have you watch this video of the Nun by clicking the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.